3, 2, 1, action. Okay, here we are. Welcome.
Thank you.
Uh,
It's our podcast, man.
it's our podcast, so it should be kind of different style. Just to know, Amir is pushing me all the time to speak louder. So
It's just for the microphones, okay? Nothing too serious. It's just it will be better.
let's start with the first question.
Okay.
I will not go. I will go straight with you with direct questions to focus on part by part about your, let's say, journey.
Yes.
It's not long because you are still young.
Yes, I'm still learning. I'm
Let's
still
start with
learning a
the
lot of.
background.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about your background.
So, my name is Amir Ali. I am Iranian. I was born I was born in Mashhad, if it's a city north
North, yeah.
northeast. Northeast is it this way, right?
I visited his city maybe 3 or 4 times, and I think I know more than him.
Okay, so okay, I will explain why that is. So it was I was born in 1998, so I'm around 27 years old now with the date of 2025. I was born in Mashhad, and I left Iran when I was just before I was turning 17. So when I was 16 years old, I left Iran and I went to UK. I had a lot of families and friends and everyone there. So I mean, before that, I used to go there as a holiday thing there. So I went to the school of one of my cousins that was living there, and by chance, how you're like just talking to see if you can manage something can happen, and they were very positive and they pushed me that it's easy to do, and honestly, the cost at that time wasn't so crazy. I mean, given the situation now in Iran, so we decided that it's a good option to move there and go there. So I did 2 years of high school there and then 1 year of university, which technically is not university, is more like a foundation, they call it, which is 1 year before university. And yeah, at that time, I didn't have any idea I want to do photography or videography. I had
So this is the
absolutely.
first part of your journey, so I have to take this photo.
So I had no intention of photography, and then I moved to UK. I moved to Georgia because I had some issues with my UK visa, and I didn't know what to do. I didn't want to go back to Iran, and I didn't have any place to go at that time. I was in Turkey applying for visa stuff. So what I did, I had my aunt coming here just recently. Actually, the timing was in a way that when I came to Georgia, I was waiting in airport for my aunt to fully move in here, like with
Okay.
a lot of equipment. So this was, I think, 6 years, 7 years ago, and I am since then in Georgia
So
working.
how was Corona in Georgia with you?
Honestly, I would say Corona was very good for me. Many people are saying like bad things. Of course, there was a lot of negative sides, and a lot of people had issues, and they couldn't deal with a lot of stuff. Of course, the people dying and like disease and everything. But at least for me personally, it was in a way that I could just relax at home. I kind of like when you're born, you are in society, and you have to do some stuff, even though if you don't want to do it. But during Corona, I was just at home, you know, completely isolated from outside. I would only go out to buy some stuff that I need to buy.
Which you prefer or you don't prefer this kind of being alone or and don't meet a lot of
Normally,
people?
I don't like. Normally, I like to go out. Like if I stay home 2 days, I feel depressed and I feel like I need to go out, get fresh air, or I don't know, do something
We are
outside.
talking during Corona, before
Yeah,
almost 5 years.
yeah,
What about
exactly.
now? You prefer to meet a lot of
Now I still prefer to go. Now even more that I feel more comfortable to be outside, and I feel, I don't know, not as like back in the day when you're younger, you always think that, oh no,
Yes.
people are looking at you, people are doing this.
You feel like you are the hero and you can do
Yeah, yeah,
everything
you
and
are in the
all the
center.
eyes are on you.
Exactly. But then you realize nobody cares about you,
Exactly.
and you just move on. So, but the thing is that I had a lot of friends when I was in UK, and then when Corona happened, it was in a way that everyone was online, just like chatting, talking, I don't know, Discord and stuff like that. So it was good times for me because it was all the time I was with my friends, like close friends. Either we were on video call or
So
gaming or something.
Corona time was a turn point of your life. So I mean, in Corona you decided to start entering the field of videographing and
So if you want to continue in that direction, the timing of actually, I will go back a little bit. When I moved to Georgia, I decided to study. In UK, I wanted to do medicine. I wanted to do pharmacy, but in Georgia, I decided to do medicine. So I started from beginning. And Corona happened when I was in my second year, I think, or beginning of third year. And at that time, it was the time that I actually got my first camera, which was a Nikon Z50. And like I got it, and then the whole lockdown started. So at that time, I was working at home, taking random pictures and stuff. But after that, when I was so limited at home to take pictures, but when I had a chance to go out, just like the world of photography kind of like opened up. Because when I got the camera, I was like,
because you had the energy, but
yeah, I
you
had the
didn't have
energy.
the space.
Exactly. Like I didn't have the space, so I had these negative thoughts of, okay, maybe it's not as cool as I thought or something like that. But then when I went outside, start taking pictures of cars, landscape, people, street photography, then I started to be like, yeah, this is nice.
I'm in the correct place.
Yeah, yeah, this is something that I
You
want to
felt
do.
it exactly with this like let's say you felt this feeling exactly how it is. So your feeling was telling yourself, yes, what I am doing is correct, 100%
Ah,
correct, and
okay.
I have the passion, I have the future is in front of me. So you felt this kind of feeling?
Look, I mean, I didn't have a background of any artistry. My father is a farmer. My mother is a like working at home, like working, you know, not working basically. I mean, it's a work at home, but anyways, not official job.
Is doing the biggest work.
Yeah. So I don't have any backgrounds in my whole family. My whole family are farmers and everything. But um, when I did my first official photo shoot, and I got some money, then I realized that this can.
Don't talk about this. I will come later to ask you about the
Okay.
first customer.
Okay. So
So
yes, I had the passion for photography, but yeah, it's connected to money when I really decided that I want to follow it.
okay, since you talked
Yeah.
about this topic, tell us about the first customer and the first amount of money. I think it's in my mind that the first amount of money was small,
Yes, of course. Yeah.
because I
You
can know
cannot.
this feeling when you will receive the first call.
Yeah.
You will say to yourself, whatever, even if you will not pay, I will do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
So tell us about this.
I mean, if so, the first photo shoot that I got paid was a friend of a friend. But prior to that, I had free photo shoots for my close friends at that time with university and stuff like that. But the first time I had the shoot, it was like 2 hours shoot, like I don't
How
know,
many photos?
50 pictures or something that he selected, and I got like 50 Georgian lari, which is like
Less than $20.
yes, yeah, I think it's 22 dollars or
In that
something.
time,
Yeah, in that era. So definitely not enough for what I did, but then given my skills and like they were friend of friends and stuff like that, so I think it
it's
was
like you are
okay.
taking a course on the
Yeah,
floor.
yeah,
You
yeah.
are showing yourself that I can do it or no.
Yeah, because there is a big difference when you do free photo shoots and then when you're doing officially paid, there is like a lot more pressure on you because they paid, so they have expectations and you gave some promises, so you need to deliver exactly, which is quite
This
scary.
I think this is the correct way to take a little bit of money at the beginning,
Yeah.
because if you are not expecting yourself to give the luxurious
Yeah.
results, so anyway, it's a small money. You can manage it.
Anyways, yeah, exactly. Like by giving them specific amount of money, you kind of give them expectations of what services you're providing. I mean, these days, that's what I'm doing. Like, I have specific prices for what I think I can offer. I'm not gonna give more or less than what.
Of course, after getting more experience, your mentality of pricing
Yeah,
will
yeah, it
be different.
changes. Yeah, of course. You look at it as a business rather than a hobby.
Okay, let's talk about we talked about your background, how you came here, about the first customer.
Yeah.
We didn't hear about the results of the first customer.
It actually, I think it was good. It was a bit.
Not from your side. We want their
No, they enjoyed.
opinion.
They enjoyed because at that time my friend also came with us, so it was like three, four of us like going out in the street and taking pictures. So it was okay. It went nice, but I was struggling a bit of like what to do. But I was doing the classic, like photo shoots, like in a way like be lean in the wall and like
You
through
are
something.
following the bold rules
Yeah, yeah,
in photography.
yeah, yeah. Actually, at that time I was maybe I should do it these days also, but at that time, like before the shoot, I had like a mood board that I had like different poses, different locations. If it's with the stairs, I will do this pose or this. But these days, I'm more like, okay, whatever God gives in front of me, I will shoot it. It's
I'm
something like this.
opening your. It's your podcast, so
Yeah.
I have to show you few things.
Okay.
This Amir,
Yes.
tell us about this period of time,
So this was it.
just for people to know.
Yeah, I,
Sorry
I
for
will
showing this, but
I will bring them. No, actually, I like this picture quite a lot. It's nice. So in general, my family, my heritage, especially my father's side, they're all big boys, big boys and girls, actually, I should say. So I do have this gene. I mean, it's not a gene really, but then you have this tendency to get fat. But during this time, especially just before I come to Georgia, I was at my lowest, like lowest weight. But at the same time, it was my lowest point in life as well. Life.
okay.
You know why? Because it, when I left, the thing with the UK was that since I was there before 18, and then I was going to over 18, and so there is this process of I need to leave the country.
Also, 18, this
Yeah.
exact age,
Yeah.
is kind of turn point in boys, or because
Yeah.
you are getting out from being teenager to being a real
Real man.
man.
Yeah. So this is true from like human side, but then there is like a rule and like governmental things that since I was under 18, I had to have different type of visa. And then since now I'm over 18, I need to have another type of visa. So for changing these
Same
visas,
idea. So
yeah,
even with the
exactly.
government rules, they are moving you to
Looking at you
another. Yeah.
differently. So for this, I had to leave the country to change my visa. I couldn't do it inside. So I had to go to Turkey and then they didn't answer me on time and then they rejected me. So basically I left UK thinking that it's going to be a 1 week travel until I get my new visa. It turned out to a 55 days of me
In
like getting
Turkey.
stuck in Turkey, in Istanbul. And during high season, I changed hotel like 3 times because I had no idea when they will answer me because they will take the passport, so I can't really travel. So during all of those times, and even 1 month before me leaving UK, I had nothing else. It was during summertime, so I was just working out and eating good. And during the whole that 50 days, and so at that time I got on until like 83, which is like quite low for me.
So you know how to benefit from time, you know?
Yeah, that's true. But
Before going to work side,
yeah,
you know in your daily life how to
mm,
benefit from.
yes, yes. I mean, at that time I was doing like batch, like 1 day a week I will go buy a lot of stuff, spend the time, prepare everything, put in separate bags, and then during the week
Okay,
eat.
after that, you got the visa, you went back, uh, and we talked about your the time you came here.
Yeah.
We talked about Corona. Uh, tell us how your job, how you took this, you changed like photographing from being as a hobby to be the main job.
Yeah. Money.
Money, and also uh, he was studying at the same time.
Yeah.
So between how you manage it between studying medicine and taking a different, very far job.
Yeah, it's not even related. So with medicine, people who do medicine or related in medicine field, they do understand the fact that in general, like this 6 years of medicine, the first 3 years are more like study based, and you need to go to classes and do exams and blah blah blah. But then after that, it gets a little bit easier since you need to just go to your rotations. You will go to different clinics and whatever you're doing. So I was lucky that it was at the beginning of the second stage that I started photography. So I did manage, I had a bit more time than a traditional student. But after some times that I was doing medicine, especially exactly after the third year, with medicine, you need to deal with people. You need to deal with sick people. You need to deal with people who don't know, or they are stubborn or something. And I don't like that. I don't like giving important advice to people, if that makes sense. Like I want, and I don't, not that I don't feel comfortable, but I don't want to have the stress that I have to sit. Exactly. Like I have to sit on a table, uh, not on a table, behind the table. And people come to me. It's either they have the idea or not, but people come to me and they ask for stuff. And then if I make a mistake, it's their life that I'm playing with. And I think it's too much. And I just didn't
Oh,
find
it
the
came to
passion.
my mind now.
Yeah.
You moved from you didn't like to put on yourself responsibility for uh, managing lives of people.
Yeah.
So now you are managing their appearance, the way they
Yeah,
how they
yeah,
appear.
yeah, it's true. I mean, anyways, I'm dealing with people, but it's the fact of like,
Yeah, it's
playing
that
with the
that
life,
that thing is medical, so
Yeah, yeah,
more responsibility, of
yeah,
course.
yeah. And the thing is that you tell people I do medicine and they're like, oh, I have this issue here. Can you? And it's just like, I don't
I
care.
have a strange question. Do you think people care? Let's talk about like the age between from teenagers for 30, 35.
Yeah.
After what we are watching now on social media, do you think this age care more about his medical situation or about his image on social media?
I think these days people are really knowledge in regards to medicine and how to take care of themselves. Like it's so easy to just ask ChatGPT, I have this issue, what I should take, because 90% of people having any issues that they go to doctors, most of the time is something basic or not so serious. And if it's something serious, then of course you need to go to the doctor. But so I don't think it's that much like complicated process. So I don't know. Uh,
For me, I believe that people care more about their image now. This age, we are talking about this age, not
this age,
older.
yes, especially the younger they are, in the more younger side, yeah, they care more
Because
of
we
what
are
they do.
watching crazy things
Yeah.
they are doing just to get more views,
Yeah.
to get more likes, comments.
Or just be, especially with when you're younger in school, you try to be in specific group of people. They are doing something, you have to do it. So it's just this is also related to this movie Adolescent. It's just, I'm really into it now. I like it a lot.
A lot of ideas between us because we didn't mention this at the beginning, but now we will go for this topic. But we are partners, and we are also more than partners. We are brothers all the time. If we don't meet every day, we are making calls, even online meetings. There is 10 minutes between between our
We are not
phones.
living that far, but anyways, if for whatever reason we cannot meet, anyways, we are doing the call to talk about either business or life or whatever is needed.
So there is a lot of things. I hope we can talk as much as we can in this podcast. We will try, but we will go more for the more important details about Amir's background life. I hope next episodes we will talk more about this.
These things, yeah, these more business side of things as well as like the friendship side.
I think
Yeah.
later we have our friend will join us to talk especially about business and content creation and production, media production, and we'll explain for you more about AB production
Yeah. And
and
what is doing, yeah.
what is doing and about the name. You can tell us about the name AB. What
Yeah.
does it?
So my last name is Bahrami. So when at the beginning it was AB Photos. Since I was doing just photography. So it was AB like Amirali and then B from Bahrami. But then for some reason, it's kind of matching with his like like name, like given like Abbas, so it's kind of like the first two letters, so it's quite matching. So we didn't decide to change the
Yes,
AV production. We
it happened
just
suddenly, and
no need to change it, right?
I think that's why we have a lot of passion or something, or I don't know
Yes,
something,
it's because of the
and
aliens.
energy between because of the name.
Maybe, yeah, maybe it is. But yeah, so things are going well now. I'm happy. Honestly, like personally, I feel very happy that I'm not doing medicine. Like during this last year of medicine, it was so tough. Everyone was
One
saying,
time we were in a
yeah,
shoot together. Uh, you was supposed to introduce yourself, and you said one sentence. I like it a lot. You remember when we were doing the in the tea club place?
yes,
I don't want to mention the topic of the
yeah,
shoot for the people.
yeah.
Uh, can you repeat this sentence for us, please, so people can? I
I
think it should be
remember the
your
first.
slogan also.
Yeah, I remember the first part. I was saying that a medical student who put the medicine away to take who put the stethoscope away and grab a camera. I guess you can say I am saving, instead of saving lives, I'm saving bad videos, bad clips. It was something like this. Yeah, but yeah, it's true. It's true. And like everyone during the last year, literally everyone was telling me that, oh, why you want to do this? You should do specialty. You need to do radiology. Do this, do that. And I was like, you guys are telling me this, but it's just not in my head. I
I
cannot.
found myself here, so no one can change
Yeah,
you.
no one can change. And no matter what you will tell me, how much money you will make, I know I will do better because I love doing this.
Okay, then
This was
you went to the
100%.
street. The world is open in front of you.
Yeah.
You started dealing with people. I think it was. I can imagine it's very big, a difficult issue to
Yeah.
deal with
Yeah.
people, and you started to get more clients.
Yeah.
Uh, tell us about anything, like one thing. Let's say I want to mention two things, opposite things.
Okay.
One is good, one is positive, one is negative
Okay.
regarding to customers.
Uh-huh.
So let's start with the positive.
Positives.
The most customer that you felt comfortable with him.
Like things that he or she was
Yes,
doing, you mean?
start up from when you gave him the price until you dealt with him until during the shoot, when he took the results.
Yeah.
So in general, is there any customer who liked everything, or he was calm, or he accepted everything?
Yeah,
You
I
found
have actually. There is one company. It's more like it, but they are relatively. Their branch here is quite small. We started working together more than 3 years ago, 2 years ago, and they had specific things. They told me that we need this and this and this in your style. You do whatever you need and tell us how much is the price, and we will discuss it. So I told them that, for this, I need to bring another person. They said, no problem. I said that it would be better if you do this. They said, no problem. Of course, they had a specific budget, which was understandable. They didn't try to give me like lowest price or whatever. I will tell them to will go lower, which is very good. So they had ideas, but they didn't have the video in their brain. They had just something that we want to show that there are people here. So that's already very good because it gives me creativity. It gives me like this open mind of what
push.
I need to
They are
capture.
pushing you
Yeah,
in
and
indirect way. They are pushing
exactly.
you.
And they paid on time. They were happy with everything. And even if they wanted me to change some stuff, it was just because it was their branding in the company and they had some rules, which is completely understandable. And I think to me, anyone to be like this is just perfect.
Great. And did you deal with any customer who have more than one problem? Not only about payment issue, because we know that some customers, like, they are always late for about payment.
Yeah.
But did you deal with any customer who pay in the late time, and he don't like anything,
Yes.
like let's say a combination of
In
problems.
general, when a person is like in photography, how you will understand a client is a good client is exactly from the beginning. Like if they will act good before going for the shoot, you know that okay, most probably everything will go normal. But if they have a lot of bumps during the beginning phase, then you will be like, okay, it's this project is gonna be one of those projects, you know? So sorry, I just looked at the camera because I was like, am I recording?
You are recording, but here I believe that when you are dealing with every time you are dealing with a customer from this type of quality of people,
Yeah.
you will hate the domain, and you will like, after you finish this his project, you will take a short break to
Yeah,
just
yeah.
to like to have more energy again.
Because since it's photography or videography is very like artsy, and like it comes from your ideas, and when you are implementing it during the process you're happy, but then when the result is bad, you kind of question everything that you're doing, and you'll be like, I'm not doing right, I'm doing everything terrible, and then you will go back to your other works, you will look for issues and stuff like that.
If you are repeating yourself, you have to check, because you have this fight between yourself all the time.
Yeah.
You don't want to repeat yourself all the time.
All the time. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Like I'm in general, I'm okay that like I know what level I am, I know what I can provide. And of course, some stuff sometimes I'm gonna be terrible, sometimes I'm gonna be good, but of course all the time I am hoping for the best option. But there's gonna be good days and bad days, you know?
Okay, then I want to go personally a little bit. Uh, I have met your wife,
Yeah.
and she is friend, which I'm glad
Yeah.
to have her as a friend, and we worked together also before.
Yes.
Uh, Tell us about this story, because I know that it's there is something like special in it, because tell us
Yeah.
about this. Explain for us.
Actually, I would have not met her if I was not into photography, or like deciding that I want to leave medicine to go photography. Because basically, I have a very good friend, or best friend, I would say. His name is Badri, B. Spander. His name is on Instagram.
Hi,
He,
Badri.
I hope you're watching. So at the beginning of during my photography journey, I was doing street photography, and we are in the same age almost. So at that time, he was also doing street photography in Tbilisi, and pictures will come up, in the explore page and stuff like that. So sometimes I would see him, and I started following him. We started like talking about like photography and stuff like that, and then we decided to do street photography outside, which was great. We started getting closer and closer, and then we were doing projects, like weddings when you need 2%, 3%, and stuff like that. We were always kind of helping each other.
As a freelancers team,
Yeah, exactly. Like we were doing our own separate thing, but when we need each other, we kind of have this connection, easy connection. And when you're working with someone for a long time, you learn from each other, and you kind of understand. Like, for example, if I go now with Badri on a shoot, I know
no
what's
need
his
to ask him what you want,
yeah,
because
like
already
I know his style, so I after my shoot I will try to prepare it in his way. So basically Mariam at that time was working with Badri in a company, and one time we decided to go on cinema, and Badri was like, I will bring two of my good friends from work, and then we will all meet and stuff like that. And then it started from just a cinema that Badri was kind of trying to kind of match me and Mariam, because he knew
good
me, he
beginning.
knew her.
Since you are in the
Yeah.
field of photography,
Yeah,
so it
so
started in the cinema, so related.
yeah, actually true. Yeah. So everything kind of went through there. I mean, Badri, I will, I will wait. Actually, Badri was kind of like trying to kind of push me to her, because like in a way that, since he know me and then he knew her, they were like, okay, you guys are a good match. And, he kind of set this up, and I'm so thankful that this happened, because honestly, after that, everything have been great. And she's so supportive in anything that I'm doing, and like helping me in regards to either business side of things, or, keeping that, giving me that peace of mind that I know that I have her behind me. If it should goes well, she will support me, be there. Goes bad, she will give me her shoulder to kind of
I saw this.
cry.
I saw this by my eyes. We had a project before, and she was working as project manager, but the client was tough. So I saw her working as a project manager, as a behind the scenes, as also she was interfering of about giving ideas.
Yeah.
So she is a supportive person. And again, Mariam, nice to meet you. To know you, nice to know you.
Yeah,
Uh,
so no, she's great. I don't know how I can't imagine myself doing this what I'm doing now with anyone else because it's a demanding job, you know, like sometimes during the holidays you're busy, sometimes late
and
night you're
also,
busy.
you are taking support not only regarding to your work, even when you are coming home, because
Yeah.
in our job we need to our work is not outside only. We have to follow up inside, edit related to editing and this
Yeah,
kind.
like
So
random
she
times and
will be
stuff.
beside you. So
Yeah, yeah.
she is supporting also in home.
Yeah, and like, you know, sometimes when you, especially when you're on a long shoot, like just your brain is off. Like you come home, like you can't even think about like, you know, washing hands or something. Like you're just off because you have been thinking so much to come with ideas, creative, there is issues to solve it and stuff like that.
Almost all the people think that photography and videography is easy. Just go outside, turn on your camera, uh, and just start recording. So what do you say for this kind of people that, and explain for us, what do you do before going to a shoot, or and after and during the shoot? Uh, Give us a general idea about a whole project, for example.
You know, first I would say, I mean, those people are not wrong because they have this idea of just taking something like a phone and clicking one button and making sure things are nice, and you will go home and magically it's edited. So they think it's easy, and it is from what they're explaining, it's easy, but it's more of like understanding how things are working together, like how the mic is working with the camera.
Without rules, it's okay for
Yeah,
them, but
because
without following the rules for
yeah,
this,
you cannot follow rules in photography because every location is different and there are some general rules, but in general, you need to break it to understand how it's looking. Um, so it's more of this connection and sync, synchronization of everything together that make it work and make it look good, you know? But in general, for me, when someone comes to me for a project, of course, I will talk with them. You know, the thing is that people ask, like, they will say that I want a music video, how much it will be, and it's not really correct because with this type of work, you need to understand what you're doing. You know, is it something like 2 day shooting, 1 day shooting? You know, first I will ask them, what is your general idea? Or sometimes I will ask them if you have something that you're thinking to get similar, send it to me because this way I will understand if they want the video fast, they want the video slow, like color wise, what they're thinking and stuff like that. So when they send me these, and then I will, you know, ask them more questions of like, you know, I mean, depending on whatever is the project, more detail, and then I will give them a rough price. So I will tell them it will be from this price to this price, which means that if it's gonna be 1 day shoot or 3 day shoot, like I will tell them something like this. But most of the time, when I tell them a range price, they always look at the smaller
lowest.
price, and they would be like, "Oh, you told us 400, but I said 400 to 2,000." So it's a big
At least
range.
just take the middle.
Yeah. So, but most of the time, the best way is either call or like video call or in-person sitting, because you know we can check online together and like
You
I
can
can
show them
understand.
more.
Yeah, yeah. And then after that, sometimes they need me to find the models, or they will have the models or locations and stuff like that, and we move from there, depending on if it's video or photos.
Okay. Uh, you finish your work. You give the results. Uh, about the market here.
Yeah.
Uh, let's talk between the difference between your market and your creativity and your mentality in work.
Okay.
So, do you think that uh, I can't say you are following the market conditions, because I know the market here is a little bit small and
Yeah.
there is not much creativity. So, do you think the market is stopping you somewhere from developing or improving yourself, or going to
Yes.
the next step?
Yes and no at the same time. Since Georgia is so small, so everyone kind of know each other. So the community of photographers kind of know each other. So, of course, when someone does better, it promotes you to do better. But then when everybody kind of like gets stuck to a cap, like nobody goes higher, and it kind of like holds you down as well because nobody else is doing anything extra. You have the clients, you're making money, so what's the reason to change? Unless you have the passion that you want to do it personally. And there is also another thing that sometimes people want that basic and like raw or like some traditional thing that they have in their brain and they want something like that, and which is another way of when you're in the creative mode you want to shoot something and then they want something completely different, and when this happens many times then slowly you kind of lose that fire, so that's why sometimes it can be a bit tough.
What's your plan? Now we got to the end.
Yeah.
So let's talk about your plans about the future. Are you till this moment okay regarding to your plan for the future? Any upcoming projects? Tell us a little bit about this.
It's actually, I have some good ideas. Normally, it's hard to get by, but um, personally, I think as a single crew creator, that means that you're the person who writes the idea. You are project manager, videographer, photographer, behind the scene person, editor, publisher, social media manager. I think I am at the point that I cannot do more or I don't want to do more. It needs to be something that you are 100% of your time just, locked on fully. And I don't want to do that. I think my goal in the future is to kind of expand, to be able to work with other people and, have a crew that I can trust on and, we can take on more bigger, more
By
serious
the way, before
projects.
you continue for the end, I saw this when we go together. I saw that your creativity is exploring
Yeah.
when we are together with Badri,
Yeah.
for example, and last time with Daniel. So we were a lot of people. I saw you was showing more creativity because you will have mind. You will be in the
Yeah,
mood to.
exactly. Let's say we have time 2 hours to shoot in a location. If I need to set up the light, set up the camera, and think about the idea, then of course it's gonna be I have to cut from the idea
Of course,
because
you
if
will
I don't
miss one
set up,
point from it.
yeah, some of them will be decreased. So that's my goal right now to be able to, I can work with other people easily, but to be able to have the people that I can trust on and be able to know that okay, if I tell you that set up the lights and set up the I don't know, audio or like when we are coming up with ideas, I know that everyone is under the same umbrella.
Exactly.
Umbrella. Yes.
It's umbrella, exactly, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Because it's like let's say amount of ideas,
Yeah.
and it should not go outside this area
Yeah, yeah.
circle.
It
Let's say
should be something logical, not that always one person just gives another idea from another world or something. So it should be like this. So that's my plan to be able to work and grow my team. And there are a few projects that I'm working on. I am recently really into documentary and more raw and meaningful topics. So I am working on that. I have a few documentaries actually working. We are doing a few stuff together.
something is
Yeah, something
different,
good is
really,
there.
really different is
Hmm.
coming.
Yeah.
So stay tuned.
Yeah. It's in regards to podcasts or documentaries or music videos. There are many things happening at the same time, but it's moving a bit slow. But it's fine. I want to take my time because it needs to be good.
Of course, but
Yeah.
to be more professional, you have to take time.
Yeah.
We are at the end. We didn't talk about our work together or our friendship.
Yeah.
We will talk about it later. But anyway, again, as I started, I'm glad to meet Amir, and I hope him all the best. And wait for the next episode.
Yeah, it will come soon. Thank you so much. I am so happy that I met you, and it, I will say something small before we cut it because,
You can
like,
finish. You have the last minute talk.
yeah, I would say in general, like, you're in a way that you kind of like because before I met you, I was in a space of like kind of like floating. But then when I met you, you had ideas, I had ideas. Then we are kind of like moving forward. Kind of the wheel was moving, which is why I'm so thankful that I met you. like God put me, like put you on my path or me in your path. I don't know.
And it's going
Path,
good?
but yeah, so it definitely is going good, and I know that in the future it's gonna be just this relationship or this work or personal. It will just grow in a better way.
Inshallah.
Yeah.
It's a common word between your country and my country. So just you will say inshallah.
Thank you, guys.